Miss Adams, it's my understanding that you are suing Miss Brown for injuries that you received at her hair salon.
And I know these are actors. Cases that already happened and they are replaying it. Sometimes it's good actors, sometimes bad. But it's just the point. I want to make this video because to show you how bad things can turn out.
You're asking this court to award you $40,000 for past medical expenses, $80,000 for future medical expenses, and $360,000 for pain and suffering for a total award of $480,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Woo-hoo! That's a lot.
And Miss Brown, you believe that you delivered the service that she asked for. This is a result of her not caring for her hair. Is that correct? This is her fault.
Yes, Your Honor.
If the braids were too tight, how can it be her fault? Let's not jump to conclusion. Let's see.
Now, what led you to go and get your hair fixed this day?
Okay, Your Honor, first of all, I'm a natural woman. I've been natural ever since I was a little girl. My mother, she instilled that in me all throughout these years. I love natural hair. I love healthy natural hair.
I know it doesn't look like it, but I like natural hair too.
We have the same haircut.
I was up for a promotion at work, and I was being promoted, and they was gonna honor me at a dinner.
Congratulations.
So I decided, thank you. And I decided to get a new look, something low maintenance that would last a while. And I heard about Miss Brown. So I looked her up on social media. And from what I saw from her social media page, she had a lot of followers. That's her page. She got beautiful hairstyles, a lot of likes. So I called her up and set up an appointment.
If you want to find a hairdresser that is an expert in the things that you want, in extensions, in haircut, in some kind of colors, flashy colors, rainbow colors, pastel tints, platinum hair, you name it. Every hair salon, every hairstylist has their own specialty. That's a good thing that you do research. She did a great job.
Ms. Brown, tell me about your salon and what kind of hair you do.
Well, actually, Your Honor, I have over 5 years experience in doing hair.
Sounds a lot, but that's not.
I have a very large fan base, clientele, over 85,000 people. Yes, very big, very big.
That's not your clientele, that's the followers on your social media account. I have 600,000 plus followers on each platform that are not my clients. It's not right that these are your clients, it's your followers.
I see on social media you're known as the weaving queen.
Yes, I can do anything from A to Z.
So, Miss Adams, you go to Miss Brown's salon, you're gonna get your hair done. What happens?
Okay, when I get there, I show her the hairstyle that I wanted. She agreed on it.
Wow.
And she told me that she would have to braid it in a certain pattern to get the weave job. Now, I've never had a weave job done before, so I was like, okay, she knows what she's doing.
That's right. They weave it all in back or in circles. I have seen it before. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in these things. Cannot do it, but I have seen it.
Okay, see, look at that hairstyle. That's beautiful.
Now, Miss Brown, you braid the hair first,
Yes, sir.
and then what do?
I actually sew the hair in after that.
Into the braid.
Into the braid, yes,
Okay.
sir. And then I style and cut it.
So, Miss Adams, you tell her it's too tight. You go on home.
Yes, sir.
It's still hurting.
Yes, sir.
What do you do then?
So I texted her. This is a text message that I sent her asking for help.
Sheriff Matt, will you get the text message? I want to see this.
Since I'm new to this, she could tell me what to do. She tells me to put a warm compress on it, like a hot towel or something like that.
So, Ms. Brown, you get this text that says, hey, my head still hurts today. I think it's too tight. That's in the blue from you, Miss Adams.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Brown, you responded, I'm taking it. That's normal for your first time. Put on a warm compress and it should be fine.
I know nothing about braids, but if the braids are too tight, hair loss can happen. I have seen many things on YouTube, on Instagram. People that are doing too tight of braids has alopecia. And I guess it has to be tight, otherwise the extensions will be very loose. But if the client asks for help, maybe say, come to my salon, let me check it out if it's not too tight.
When you normally do braids, you have to put a warm compress on it. It will loosen it up.
Did you feel better after the warm compress?
No, I did not. Several days after that, I woke up one night because I couldn't sleep and there was blood on my pillow. Blood,
Oh.
there you go.
Your
From my
scalp was bleeding.
From my scalp.
But why waiting a few days If it's 2 days and it's still hurting, make contact again. Say, now it's 2 or 3 days, it really hurts. Check it out. But waiting until it's bleeding,
The only thing we could do was go to the emergency room. He took me to the emergency room, and the doctor said that the braids were too tight. That's what happened. They had to get underneath the braids to find out why my scalp was bleeding. So they had to shave all my hair off just to get to it. And then they said the braids were so tight, they cut off the blood circulation to my scalp.
oh my God. That must hurt.
I mean, there was heat, inflammation.
You must
there
have
was
been
a
going
wound
crazy.
at the top of my head. Look at this. This is what I'm left with. This is me right here.
You see it clearly. Last time people say it's a fake injury. Yes, it's a fake. They are reenacting it. It's fake based on an actual case. Oh my God, this is terrible. If it's happening to you, this is terrible.
I know it wasn't supposed to turn out like this. Talk to me.
Your Honor, I have no clue, okay? When she came to me, I washed and conditioned her hair. I noticed that her hair was very unkept. It was dirty, it was matted, it was not put together, Your Honor. I also
My
have
hair
a
was not
picture.
dirt.
I have a picture of before.
Sheriff, will you
Here
get
you
that
go.
picture, please?
I have a picture of before I even started it, before I even washed it. That's how she came to me, okay? So I'm not guilty of this. I had nothing to do with
What's
this.
this got to do with her hair coming out?
Look at the picture. Her hair was already damaged and things were going on with her hair. Like I told you, she was scratching her hair and
This
everything.
is the back of her neck.
That is her hair. That's how her
that's
hair
not
was.
this, though.
That is how her hair was, Your Honor.
You are the professional. If you think that her scalp is already damaged, and yes, if there is some kind of layer on her scalp, then the follicle cannot breathe and it will fall out. I know it's a lot of money if you have an appointment, but on some point you have to say, I'm sorry, your scalp is in a very bad condition. I cannot do this. If people are calling me and say, I want platinum blonde hair, the first thing I say, you have to come to my salon. I have to check it if it's possible. I will not make an appointment until I have seen you. The condition of your hair, the strength of your hair, the scalp condition, everything. If you don't come to my salon, you will not get an appointment. If they say I have to come from very far, I don't have the time, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. The same thing here. If somebody calls you to do this kind of weave extensions or braids, you have to say, come to my salon, let's check it out. But I know if she's in your salon and it takes a lot of hours and then it takes some guts and it will hurt your wallet. But if the scalp is in that condition, you have to say, I will not do it.
When you see someone who is got a scalp that's got some weird stuff going on, do you just go on and put the weave in and don't talk to
No,
them about it?
actually, no. I let her know what was going on with her hair. And she's telling me that it's dry skin, but it wasn't, Your Honor. It was scabby and it actually was peeling.
He has the same doubts. It's not good if you just say it.
Her scalp was like that
Your
when she
Honor,
came
her
in.
scalp was-
No, listen to my question. Are you saying that her scalp was in that condition when she walked into your salon?
Your Honor, her scalp was not in good condition at all. It was not in good condition.
why put
where
the
that
weave
has
in?
come from, I don't know where it came from.
Then why put the weave in?
Because this is what she wanted.
He has the same questions as I have.
Miss Brown, did you give her other options?
Yes, sir, I did.
Tell me what options you gave her.
These are some displays of what I have of what I do.
What I do. Okay, it's not funny.
This is something called a clip-on
Okay.
weave. It's here. Clip that on the hair for natural people that do not want, braids and things like that. So you just clip it on like this.
Now, you don't have a tightness issue with that.
No, you don't have a tightness issue with this. This
Okay.
is good. So this is one. This is another one that's called the quick weave, where I gel the hair down in like a cream form and sit them under the dryer. There's no braiding or anything. And then I actually glue the hair around. The hair is protected, okay? This is an actual regular just wig, just an everyday wig,
You put that on like a hat.
like a hat.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
even I can put that one on.
Yeah, you can. You want to try it?
Not yet.
Okay, thank you. And then we have this is a front lace. It gives you an illusion that the hair is actually coming out of the scalp. Just slide it on, no braids, no pain, painless.
You gave Miss Adams 4 options
Yes,
that
sir.
have
I
nothing
gave
to
her
do with
4
tightness.
options, and she actually did not want any of them. These are a little more pricey.
All right.
My price that she was going for was $450. So these are $750
That's
and
not
better.
what I wanted, though.
I
So,
understand
Miss
that,
Adams-
but I was giving you different options.
We're gonna have order in this court.
He's mad. But she gave options. But still, I keep saying it. You give options and she doesn't want it, but you put the braids in the hair.
You were given 4 other options that have nothing to do with pulling your hair, and you chose the hair pulling one?
Because, Your Honor, I didn't know she was going to pull my hair like that. And those are not what I wanted. I wanted something that was low maintenance, that would last a while. These are not going to last a while.
Yes,
At
they
all.
do.
No, they're
do.
not.
With the wig, seems like it'll last as long as you want it to if you're willing to put it on.
No,
Right?
That's high maintenance. You got to put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. I don't want to keep putting it on, taking it off.
I always say invest in good wigs. And yes, wigs cost money, a lot of money.
You're asking this court to award you $40,000 for past medical expenses and $80,000 for future medical expenses that, according to your medical records, you're gonna need hair transplant.
Yes, sir. And I'm not even sure if that's going to work.
If the follicle is really damaged, nothing will grow on that scalp anymore. I'm wondering how they will do that.
Basically, the doctor would go ahead and look at the scalp area and examine it to see if there are any other areas of necrosis. And then the doctor's going to go ahead and excise the area of damage to make sure the tissue is able to grow adequately. And after they've excised that damaged tissue, they're going to go ahead and insert tissue expanders. Tissue expanders are going to allow the tissue to go ahead and come to the midline as well as heal adequately.
Doctor, what are the preventative tips that you would give to a hairstylist who's gonna braid someone's hair?
Well, you probably want to make sure that the client is able to move their head left and right, up and down without any pain. If it's too tight, it's probably just not right.
That's a good line. If it's too tight, it's probably not right. If you have braids, you have to move it. I have seen very beautiful things on Instagram. I'm crazy about these little fine braids. Sometimes I see reactions, it's too tight, you will have alopecia. And they're probably right. But maybe you can move it. Maybe they checked it.
I gave her a service. I told her I gave her options, Your Honor. On that, she paid me. She tipped me.
You did it too tight. It's not because you gave her options, but the braids were too tight. That's just a fact.
It was an hour-long process for this hairstyle.
This only takes an hour to do that? I assumed that it would take longer.
So, if she had told you during this hour-long procedure,
Yes,
you
sir.
could have reversed this.
Yes, sir. I wouldn't have proceeded with the hairstyle. So I've
But
never had
she
a
could have
complaint.
saved herself, though, had she just simply spoken up and said, hey, hold on.
That's correct,
I can't
Your
move
Honor.
my head. Why didn't you do that?
I told her several times it was too tight.
She did not, Your Honor.
I've never had a weave done before. She's a professional.
Yeah, maybe if she says it's very tight and she says that's normal, it's your first time, you get used to it. You can hear that conversation, but if it's just word against word, very difficult to know who's right and who's wrong.
In order to understand weaves, braiding, this court has consulted a hair expert, star of Saints and Sinners, and Tammy Ever After. It's Miss Tammy Roman. Good day, Miss Roman. How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, it is appropriate that I call you a hair icon. This is a sensitive question, but have you ever had a bad hair experience?
Ooh, child, let me tell you. I've dyed my hair most of my life because I grayed early. So I went to my stylist and I said, I want you to take my hair to platinum blonde. And he said, you know, it's going to be difficult. And I said, I still want it.
No, it's always start with this. Hairstylist, no, it will be difficult, but then the client says, I want it. I keep saying, if there are hairstylists that are watching, if you are convinced it will hurt the client, their hair or their scalp, don't do it. Don't just think about the money.
And 6 weeks later, all the hair fell out. I wanted what I wanted, and now I'm bald. Okay? You gonna get what you want.
In this case,
Yes, sir.
Miss Adams obviously suffered a bad injury to her
Saw
scalp.
that. I saw that.
What is it that the stylist could have done differently to avoid this?
I listened to the case, and I think that she did, put the information out there, try to advise her. With her, it's like once she said, this hurts, I can't take it, maybe it's like, keep checking in. Are you okay? Is it still hurting?
And I appreciate your bravery in doing that, and I hope it gives you strength.
I'm looking.
You look great. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate
you.
You are released.
Thank you.
Back in the days, in the medieval times, of course, the rich people were always had nice wigs. I hope someday these will be back in fashion because people want very quickly a different color, and wigs are the answer. As a fashion statement.
Miss Adams, I can see the pain on your face. What's going through your head?
I don't feel like a woman anymore. It is her fault.
Yeah, I can get that if you have a bald spot or have a completely hair fall just with alopecia or with some kind like this, it hurts your self-esteem. That's very important. For a man, for me, it was already bad. I had hair loss from my 30s. So I had to shave it off because I don't want to comb over. But for a man, it's less worse than for a woman. For a woman, hair is really, really important. And a lot of people say, it's just hair. No, it's not.
I think I've heard what I need to hear. I'm ready to render my decision.
I'm really curious now. Is she going to get the money? Because I don't know if 480,000 will cut the plastic surgery.
Yes.
She could have quickly chosen one of these 4 options, never had her hair braided, and never dealt with the tightness and the consequences of tightness. But you wanted to give her what she wanted. When she got home and she complained to you about the tightness, you said, look, put a warm compress on it. But her hair was kind of in bad shape. Her scalp was in bad shape. It was dirty. This result is because she's got poor hair hygiene, not because you did something wrong.
That's correct.
You don't think this is your fault. Under the law, a professional service is left to the professional.
That's true. I don't think it's because of bad hygiene or a bad scalp condition that this happened. It's because of the braids, and the braids was put it in by the hairstylist.
We expect professionals to know what to do, but most importantly, to know what not to do. Here, you should not be braiding her hair so tight that her hair comes out. Here, you could have even rescued her the next day when she complained by text, my hair's too tight. Miss Adams, I find that you have proven that Miss Brown was wrong and that her wrong caused your injuries. I'm going to give you $40,000 for your past medicals, $80,000 for your future medicals, $360,000 for your pain and suffering, for a total award of $480,000 against the defendant. That's my final verdict, and this matter is adjourned.